Welcome to the 100th Monkey Radio with Tom and Ramon. Oh, two more real quick things before we get going. We've got the Pythagoras conference tickets
yes.
online on the main page of the website, and also the conference at ECETI, which our guest tonight is going to be a speaker at, if you would like to go to that conference, I'd like you to contact ecetireservations.org, I believe is the email. The email is ecetireservations@gmail.com. So, and they will hook you up with all the information you need to go to that. I think that is the last weekend in June. It is June 29th through July 2nd, I believe. So, anyways, tonight, like I said, we have one of the speakers for the conference this year. It's Master Tian Jia. And Master Tian Jia Mu is a Qi Gong Master from Qi Gong International Foundation, a non-profit and non-religious Qi Gong school dedicated to service through the empowerment of individuals and the healing of the earth. She is a well-respected CPA and certified financial planner in the San Francisco Bay Area. Master Tian Jia Mu is a perfect blend of Eastern and Western cultures and a balance of practicality and spirituality. Her lifelong practice of Qi Gong has, from an early age, impressed upon her the remarkable healing effects of this energy art and practice. Tian Jia witnessed firsthand as a child the healing of her critically ill mother through the practice of Qi Gong after all other medical treatments had failed. Out of this came the inspiration to devote herself to supporting others in their healing and alignment through this energy art form. Today, Master Tian Jia Mu's strong focus is in teaching and offering Qi Gong tools and practices as a volunteer to address yin sustainability, empowering humanity through positively changing the quality and strength of the energy field within us and around us, which is the core foundation of all physical manifestation on our planet. These energy-based techniques and practices are valuable survival kit for the changing and challenging times. Oh, welcome so much to the 100th Monkey Radio.
Thank you, Tom.
We are excited to actually meet you at ECETI this year. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting you as well.
So, would you, I kind of posed this question a little bit off the air. I have come across several different Qi Gong disciplines, and now, what is the origin of the different types of disciplines? Is it from a Qi Gong master who started a certain practice that is slightly different than someone else's, or why so many different types of Qi Gong disciplines?
That's an interesting question. Qi Gong, for listeners who are not familiar with it, is ancient Chinese healthcare system that integrates physical postures, breathing techniques, and focus intention. Many people use Qi Gong to maintain good health, heal their bodies, calm their minds, and reconnect with their spirit and the universe. There are many different schools. I think that because of the long history, it's about anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 years in history. Of course, different grandmasters, masters came up with different styles. Some focus on physical, some focus on meditation, and some do both. The school I'm very familiar with is called Tian Gong. Tian means universal, celestial, or heavenly. Gong is the same word as Qi Gong. And we have a very comprehensive system that covers healing for body, mind, and spirit. So that's the difference between Tian Gong and the rest of the schools, I would say. I have been trained by different masters throughout my life. Most of my previous masters focus on physics, but the one I teach now covers a very comprehensive system that involves everything almost in the universe. And we receive the different practices via energy transmission from the universe. So it's not made up by human minds. It's not like the Grand Master sitting in his private residence and came up with different movements or different practices. They came directly from ascended masters or other universal Grand Masters. Yeah, and you know, Qi is it's a Chinese word meaning life force or vital energy, and Gong just means work or cultivation or accomplishment, or so together it's just cultivating your energy, which is everywhere within you and between us and in the entire universe. The Qi everywhere. So if your Qi gets stuck somewhere, that manifests into illnesses.
I found it to be a quite an amazing energy exercise for, I don't know, it supplements my regular meditation. So as far as getting the energy flowing within my body, within my own being, I haven't come across anything that does anything quite like that.
Yeah, there are so many. You know, in the mid-90s, the Chinese government did a survey. There were about 3,000 well-established Qi Gong schools of different styles.
Oh.
So you can imagine it's hard to really know every style, every school. Actually, you know, good news is I don't know if you guys are aware, they did a documentary of the major Qi Gong schools, because the public health agency wanted to make sure people were learning from a safe and effective school.
Right.
But occasionally you will hear somebody who got injured, like they couldn't stop the Qi flow, and they might run into a wall or something, or get, you know, under a bus or something they couldn't stop. So that's considered unsafe practice, of course. So what they did was, in September '94, the Chinese Central TV station, which is the equivalent of, you know, ABC or NBC, organized a team of medical scientists, physicians, filmmakers, directors. What they did was they went out to various parts of the country and started to interview and investigate all the major schools for the purpose of studying the miraculous healing power of Qi Gong and how our human body reacts to it. So because there was way too many, 3,000 Qi Gong schools probably would take them years to document. So they picked the top 100. And then that was way too much work still. So then they picked the top 20 in terms of safety, effectiveness, and suitability for people in different age and state of health. Qi Gong was actually honored to be the first one in the film to be presented as a very comprehensive and effective school of Qi Gong.
So I'd like to know a little bit about you. What brought you, number one, what brought you into the Qi Gong practice, and number two, what brought you to the United States?
When I was very young, I was watching my mom literally dying from uterine cancer caused by MD who did a surgery which went deadly wrong. So she tried everything. I remember watching her going to different big cities for cure, and nothing really worked, and she was told to wait to really just to die. All my sisters are 10 or more, years older than me. My mom's main concern was me. I was very young, and she was not ready to go because she thought there was, it would be a terrible thing to leave a little girl behind. But there was nothing they could do. She was really literally bleeding to death. Then a Qi Gong master came to town, and my mom was a teacher, and she's very into learning, and she had a very open mind. So she went with the Qi Gong master within a very short amount of time, a couple of months. She stopped bleeding, and the tumor turned around and became non-cancerous, from cancers to non-cancers. And, as a little child, I was only 7 by the time she was here. So all my early years, I was living in fear, of losing your mom. So she, I remember, I didn't understand what was cancer, what was uterine cancer. All I remember was she would look very, very sick. Her face was you couldn't walk straight. So all I remembered was that all of a sudden my mom was walking very straight, and she looked much, much younger and more beautiful, and just full of vitality. And later on, of course, she got rid of all the pills that were on our table. She was like taking so many pills. It was almost interesting to observe, because one pill was supposed to heal your, this part of your body, and then the side effect will make the other part of the body ill. Of course, she would, take pill after pill all day long. And after that, all the pills disappear from our, that very special table. As I was a little older, I never thought I would come to the West. I just thought, wow, I wonder if the Westerners knew anything about this. Western movies, it didn't seem that they knew about this, and people were having all kinds of health issues, like simple issues like weight problem was such a big deal. People spend so much money and time on losing weight, then gaining weight, back and forth. And I really thought, oh wow, if one day I ever come across with, a Westerner, whether they're from America or Europe, I would share this with them, and it would be such a valuable thing for their good health. So I always had this, thought in my mind growing up. Then after I graduated from college and finished my master's degree, I had an opportunity to come to the West just to study in my field. And I did have a kind of subconsciously did have a plan to share, mainly at the time. Weight issue became such a global problem, and I thought, wow, with Qi Gong, they don't have to take any pill, don't have to go through all this psychological torture to lose pounds. They can just easily shed the pound, and the pound, the excess fat will just melt away. Wouldn't that be wonderful for them? If I just kind of organized a few easy things to share. And I shared among my friends. I was focused on studying in my field, in the financial field, and but whenever there's a master of Qi Gong or other type of master, I was always curious to either come to their teachings or come to meet with them. And I have met living in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area. I think it's really something special is a lot of the top-notch Qi Gong masters will come here either to teach for a while or even wind up permanently staying here. So I got to learn from quite a few really good masters. But I never thought I would put a lot of time and energy into this as a Qi Gong master, and I thought I wouldn't have those abilities anyway, but I was more of, came from a place of being curious and wanted to share. And then a friend of mine introduced me to Tian Gong, where I met Grandmaster Le Tian Dashi, who was the founder of Tian Gong. So what really attracted me was his energy. His energy field is extremely pure and powerful. And also his philosophy. Most Qi Gong masters do this as a way of making a living, and when you are helping people, like most jobs are. but he really is into selfless service and often did work without telling the people. He would do a lot of group healing for the entire area, and people who were sick who didn't really pay him at all, probably didn't even know of him necessarily. So as soon as he detected some cancers, tumor, or some other illnesses, he would just easily do it for them. To him, it's very easy, you know, but other people, some found out later, but other people never did, which really resonated with my philosophy of life. I like to help people without telling them. I don't want people to feel like they owe me something.
Right.
So, you know, finding a grandmaster who has the same philosophy of life was really something very exciting. So quickly, you know, to me, I have a pretty simple mind. I just wanted to help him. He didn't speak English. He spoke very little English, and the culture is quite different from him, and he doesn't drive. So I just thought, oh, you know, somebody like that needs a lot of help. If we can help him, he can do more good for more people. So I started to be a very active volunteer in classroom as his translator, as you know, his assistant, as a driver sometimes. I just, you know, became very involved with the activities there. I never thought of gaining any of his psychic or healing abilities. Never was really curious about it, just thought, oh, I just wanted to help somebody like that, you know, to help more people indirectly. But then all of a sudden, my, we call celestial vision, some people call it third eye or clairvoyance, right, became very clear. And I started to see things. At first, I was a little terrified. I thought I was just imagining or having a daydream or something. I was being a CPA. I mean, typically we are left-brain people, very logical, scientific. Everything has to be proven, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I started to see past life, which was fascinating. But I tried to kind of push it away. I said, oh, what is that? That is very strange. I tried to bring myself back to the current, you know, time and space. But Grandmaster was able to see when you can see something. So he started asking me something, like, what did you see today during meditation class? And at first I didn't want to say anything because I really thought, honestly, I was imagining or had a nap, you know, fell asleep and had a dream or something. But the same thing kept coming up again and again, which totally made sense in connection with how I feel about certain things, about certain other people in the same classroom. So I started telling truthful, and he said, don't worry about whether they were real or you were imagining. Just tell me. I'm the person who can decipher. And then, so starting from there, I started to have this ability to see things beyond current time and space. And a lot of the things you see, it's not just out of curiosity. Oh, wow, I was this person, you know, 1,100 years ago, or 3,000 years ago, or 1,000,000 years ago. But more, it really helps to resolve and help yourself to discover your own soul and to help your classmates resolve whatever health issues they were having. And the effectiveness was remarkable. It was pretty amazing how, you know, by seeing some past lives resolving that emotions, a person's health issue, just, you know, that kind of thing really interested me. And I thought, oh, wow, you know, I mean, I love my job. I still do my job as a CPA and a financial planner, but profound way of helping people. So I kept doing that, like 10-10-10. It was 2010, October 10, 2010. Grandmaster, before that, a few months before that, Grandmaster Letian kept receiving messages from deities or universal grandmasters that this is the person you must spend time cultivating. We use the word cultivating like we are seeds, but you know what I mean. Spiritually cultivating, energetically cultivating, and she's a great gift from the universe. You have to follow that instruction. And when he shared, he didn't say, "I'm going to make you a master." He just said, "There's a lot of work for you to do." I said, "I know that, but I don't need extra, responsibility. I'm really, really busy. I have a full, and my life is full with a family, with my job, and with a lot of work going on." So on that date, 10/10/10, he announced right after a big weekend class that I was going to be the next master, which was the first master in the USA. I really didn't know what to say. I was so unprepared in many aspects, in time, in how I understood myself and what it meant to be a master. But he said, "You can do whatever with it. There's absolutely no pressure on you. You can do nothing if you choose to. That there's nothing you want to do, or you can do a lot helping people." Soon after that, we received messages. I was very tuned into the universal messages, what I was supposed to do. So we started to do. To teach a lot of classes. At that time, coincidentally, Grandmaster had a lot of requests from Asia and Europe, so he needed to spend so much more time in other continents. And I just started teaching and doing group healings January 2011, and still doing that, doing more and more.